Hi everyone! I'm Mandy. Welcome to Souped Up Recipes. Today we're making sweet and sour ribs. This is probably the first dish that a Chinese beginner will choose to learn because it is popular in many cuisines all over China, such as Shanghai, Shandong, Zhejiang, Sichuan, etc. Aside from those, every family will have their own twist and taste preference. The recipe that I'm sharing today is passed down from my grandmom. It requires simple ingredients, provides a well-balanced condiment, and delivers a delicious result. Let's get started. Here are 1.5 pounds of pork ribs, about half of a rack, which I have asked the butcher to cut them into these 1-inch thick strips. Slice them in between the bones into individual ribs. These are back ribs. You can also use spare ribs if you want. In Western cuisines, you guys like to cook full racks of ribs, but Chinese people, we prefer to eat ribs in bite-sized pieces. Do you know why? Because it's easier to handle with chopsticks. Alright, simply marinate them with 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce and some black pepper to taste, giving the ribs a flavor foundation. Mix well and set it aside for 15 minutes. Preheat your wok to smoking hot and add 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. Sear the ribs over high heat for a minute or two until they are slightly charred. We're not trying to cook them through. This is to create some Maillard reaction so the flavor of this dish becomes complex. Take the ribs out of the wok and set them aside. To the same wok, add 4 tablespoons of sugar and stir over medium-low heat to caramelize. This will take about 3 minutes. Just a note here, if there is any residue left from searing the ribs, please clean it before adding the sugar. Otherwise, the residue will burn during the caramelization. Using a black cookware makes it a bit hard to view the color change, but don't worry. Just wait for these foamy bubbles. That is the cue to toss in 4 cloves of garlic, 2 to 3 inches of ginger sliced thinly, 3 scallions, which I cut them into stalks, 1 cinnamon stick, 1 star anise, and the seared ribs. Please prepare all these ingredients beforehand, otherwise the sugar will burn while you rummage around. Stir everything for a minute or until fragrant. Add 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of Chinese cooking wine, 3 tablespoons of rice vinegar, and 2.5 tablespoons of plum sauce. This is like plum jam, but made with fermented plums, so the flavor is unique. I'll link it in the description. You can check it out if you want. However, if you don't have access to buy it, you can use regular plum jam as a replacement. Continue to stir for a couple of minutes. Simmering acidic ingredients in a carbon steel wok is not recommended because the vinegar will react with the iron and ruin the seasoning layer that I have been building. So I will transfer everything into a clay pot. If you don't have a clay pot, a stainless steel stock pot or a Dutch oven will also work. Use 1.5 cups of water to rinse the wok and add it to the clay pot so you don't waste any flavor. Turn the heat to low and simmer the ribs for 50 minutes or until fork tender. Discard all the soggy aromatics. The consistency of the braising liquid is very thin. Turn the heat to high and constantly stir to reduce the sauce. We want it to be thick enough to wrap around the ribs. Sprinkle some roasted sesame seeds for some nutty flavor. Okay, the sauce has thickened down into a glossy glaze, making the ribs nice and sticky. We're ready to serve. The ribs are braised to a perfect doneness. The meat can be pulled off the bones easily. The taste is so well balanced between sweet, sour, and savory. One of my fondest childhood memories is that my sisters and I fought over the sauce left on the plate. We love to mix it with white rice. I hope you give this a try soon. As always, the printable recipe link is in the description. Go check it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more easy and authentic Chinese food. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!